42 and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you need to buy something. Yeah, absolutely. And you're not really going to get, you're not even given enough money to buy a ship. So you're basically going to start with like a beta, and then you'll work your way up playing it, which is basically the way Freelancer and the way Privateer work. No, I think this is only came into about where like there's a bunch of people that have got like 30 pledges or 40 pledges, and they want to just basically collect all the ships and all the money, and then they've got these essentially what they view as game packages, and so they want to give them to people. But I'm like, I'm not sure how useful that is if you're hanging out on a landing pad and there's like you can't get into a ship and you don't have any money. It's like you're like, oh yeah, it's nice environment in 3D. I'll just hang out here for forever until
I think that was I think that was the confusion. I think a lot of people were expecting the Aurora not to come with the game that you bought after release.
Well, actually, I'm curious now that we've been talking about all this stuff. Like,
the smallest package you can get is the Aurora package, and that's your base package. So every package, like all the package of the game. So all that happens is if you're backing for more money, what we're doing is we're giving you a better ship or a bigger ship. Better ship's probably the wrong way to say it because they just have different functions, and you're getting more money. But essentially, a game consists of a ship and some money, and I guess the client. But I mean, you sort of need all three of those things.
Okay. Yeah, I think I think that's a lot of the confusion.
I kind of had a question on Squadron 42. Like, as you work through it, is there a way that like you're slowly building a background for your character for when you get out into Star Citizen, like building reputation maybe based on what decisions you make during the game, or?
Absolutely. So if you actually play Squadron 42, that will give you bonuses of going into Star. So you'll get some reputation if you do well. Maybe there'll be some help available to you from sort of the cadre of ex-Squadron 42 members that you wouldn't get if you just decided you didn't want to do the single-player campaign and just go into the sandbox world directly.
Nice.
When you finish Squadron 42, since it's like a military-style campaign and, it's your service in the military, would there, like you said, there will be some credits. Would that be like a pension, like every day or so in the game or week or so in the game you would get like pension?
I wasn't really thinking that. What I was thinking is you would sort of muster out with, whatever. I don't know. There was, I can't remember. Maybe World War II. There was something when like you left as a GI, they gave you a
signing bonus.
They gave you a check and
they gave you
a chicken or something.
Was it a check? There was something in there, but basically, yeah. You basically, as you muster out, you get you get like some cash in your pocket that you wouldn't necessarily get the other way around.
Or nowadays, you'll get a pension. It'll take 4 years for the VA to process it. So.
Put in for unemployment. Give me that money.
Another question from the chat. So, character death will have wear and tear on your body. Is there any other way to? Is there any other thing that would cause wear and tear on your body? Like if you took hull damage or anything like that, or radiation or anything like that?
Smoking.
Can you eat a smoking game and get lung cancer?
No, I mean I wouldn't say I wouldn't.
Lung cancer.
Tearing your body is mostly revolved around kind of deaths in space. So like not hull damage, not radiation. I haven't made my mind up whether you would have some kind of like aging or lifespan. But that's probably like too sort of subtle. The likelihoods you're probably gonna
add wrinkles to your character.
I'm fighting before you're gonna die of old age.
I feel like if an issue to challenge that my character lasts 40 years, just say like, hey, my dude doesn't age. What gives?
I absolutely believe there will be people that will deliberately play to see how long they can preserve their character, and then there will be people who will play to see how much they can achieve with their character before they pass away. I mean, that will all be kind of ways that you can rate your ability. And then there will be people that will be all dedicated to having their family line be like a whole group of overachievers. This one killed this person, this one did this one discovered this jump point.
And there's going to be somebody that's going to deliberately kill themselves a few times with a sweet robot arm.
Yeah.
The sweet Android arm, yo, it's sweet. One arm wrestle.
Right out the airlock at first.
No, I mean, I do want to be able to go in a bar and I want to be able to see like scars and stuff and say, yeah, that guy's been in a few battles.
That guy's tore up.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I forgot my question. Worst. And
There's another question. Can we get Is there any kind of mods that we can get electively without the damage that will give us any other kind of benefits to the characters?
What do you mean by mods?
Prosthetics?
Fake, yeah, prosthetics.
Aesthetically.
Like if you purposely wanted to lose an arm to get like a cyborg arm?
I
Yeah.
would give an arm and a leg to have robot limbs.
I don't particularly feel that you're going to be getting an advantage in flying because you've got a cybernetic arm versus a real arm.
Or cybernetic eye, I guess, would be more appropriate for the flying.
Yeah, but you're only going to have a HUD that'll be like the Iron Man one. I don't think you're going to get an advantage in the cybernetic eye either. So there isn't any current plans for that.
Shining.
Cybernetic jaw.
I'm about to jump back to Squadron 42 just for a second. Based off my military experience, like when we finished basic and we went to advanced individual training where we learned to fly our planes, based on our position in the class and how well we did, we got selected for different aircraft. That's how I ended up being a Predator operator. And I was just curious if there's going to be any point where, obviously, like in the videos, it's always the Hornet, but is there like any chance of ending up in the Gladiator or something like that, or like based on how you do, or are we just going to be Hornet pilots right off the bat?
No, definitely. I mean, it'll be like Wing Commander. The same thing happened in Wing Commander. It sort of depended on how you were flying, how you'd place, what ships you would fly. So, like, I can't remember in Wing 3, but there was, you would get to fly the sort of test aircraft if you were doing well on the winning path. So no, that'll definitely be in. You're going to fly multiple ships. You're going to start out in the Avenger, and then you'll graduate to different ships.
Sweet. Thanks. That's really cool. Awesome.
So this might have already been covered, but with regards to electronic warfare, what kind of range what kind of weapons would we see? Stuff like on things like that. Would we see ability to disrupt other players' comms and such?
Yeah, you'll definitely be able to jam comms, gobble and disrupt, spoof your ID.
Raspberry jelly?
What's that?
It's very jelly.
With raspberry jelly?
It's a space.
Not necessarily with raspberry jelly, but it'll be right.
Star!
Hey Chris, I have a question. Squadron 42, is that the Marines or is it the Navy?
Not the Navy, right?
If it's the Navy, what are the Marine pilots doing?